Hi, and welcome back to Air Engine Research one more time. Today, I'm going to talk about compressed air usage and recycling the air in a closed system. I have so many people saying, why don't you reclaim the air and then reuse it, in a closed system? Well, to this day, I still say it's not worth it. And if you can come up with a system that is going to completely recover and put that air back into a high pressure tank, you're going to be coming up with a perpetual motion machine. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, that's not possible. You could recover some of it, yes. But in doing so, you're going to have to add compressors or different types of things that would run a compressor. Otherwise, you won't be able to do it. And anytime you add other parts or compressor, or one of them says, well, just drive it off of one of the wheels. Well, if you do that, then you're just putting more strain on your air motor, and it just doesn't work. It's not worth it. I put out a video some time back about trying to recycle the air myself, and I think I explained pretty well there that it's just not worth doing. I also came across a video on the internet. I searched for compressed air recycle, and I found one that claims that it does it, but the only thing I could see from that video was that it moved the air from one place to another place and emptied one tank and put it into a different one. Unless I didn't see what I thought I saw, but it doesn't explain anything. It just shows it and says that that's what it does. I don't believe it. Anyway, I'll put that on the end of this video so you can see for yourself. While we're talking, anybody that would think that you can recycle and recover enough air to make it worthwhile, please give me a thumbs up. Anybody that agrees with me that it's not worth it and that it cannot be done without external power being put to it, just give it a thumbs down. And I'll see how many people agree with me and how many don't. But anyway, I'll go ahead and show you the videos. And until next time, I'll just let it end after the recycle video shows. So let's go ahead and watch that. Hi, welcome back to Air Engine Research. I have a subscriber who asked about if it would be possible to recirculate the exhaust air and reuse it without adding air to the entire system. My answer is, well, I haven't been able to do it, and I don't know of anyone who has. So it's kind of like if you're at a door and you're on one side and I'm on the other side, in order to open the door, you're going to have to get rid of me. Otherwise, I put too much pressure against the door that you can't open it. So if I'm gone, out you go. Well, I guess let's get serious now for a minute. I have a open system, whereas the exhaust just goes out into the open air. and that way I don't have to try to recompress the air or anything. It looks like this. It's got a 600 psi pressure tank, and then I've got a regulator that I'm going to run it down to probably 200 psi, maybe a little higher, and that will go into the cylinder and it will push the cylinder down. Cylinder comes back up, then it pushes it out as an exhaust, and it comes out of the exhaust at 0 or less than 200 psi, depending on how much power it takes in order to move the vehicle. If it just rolls easy, then the exhaust coming out should be almost 0. If it's difficult, like going up a hill or in a lower gear where you're using more power, then the pressure coming out will be a little higher. That I can't really calculate. But if you want to have a closed system, in order to reuse the exhaust, you're going to need to collect the exhaust air and put it into a tank that can somehow increase the pressure from less than the 200 coming out of the cylinder, and it has to be greater than 600 psi in order for it to be put into the pressure tank. And I can only see that that would take more power than the engine produces just to compress that exhaust air up to over 600 psi. If it could be done, or if you could find a way to do it, that would be perpetual motion. And the best I can hope for is to build an air engine and make it as efficient as possible to conserve the precious compressed air. As far as physics says, it's impossible to have a perpetual motion machine. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. If anyone would like to make any further suggestions or comments about it, I'd be happy to read them and respond. So until next time,